Marriage is the coming together of two people who love each other, who honour one another as individuals, and who wish to unite their lives and share their future together in a recognised and binding legal partnership. But it is also one of the most important obligations that any two people commit to in their lifetime. Since your first meeting, your relationship has gone from strength to strength, and promises made to one another privately are now to be publicly reaffirmed before us all here today.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
True love means caring as much about the welfare and happiness of your marriage partner as about your own. Love makes burdens lighter because you divide them. It makes joys more intense because you share them. True love says the two of you are just better together than when you're apart. And true love is realising that you don't belong to each other, but with each other.
Against the green flame of the hawthorn tree his scarlet tunic burns, and livelier than the green sap's mantling glee the spring fire tingles through him headily, as quivering he turns, and stammers out the old amazing tale of youth and of April weather, while she, with half-breathed jests that sobbing fail, sits, tight-lipped, quaking, eager-eyed and pale, beneath her purple feather.
Ed, will you take Letty to be your wife? Will you love and respect her, be honest with her, and stand by her for whatever may come?
I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Edward Paul Ashley, do take thee, Letitia Santiago Stott, to be my lawful wedded wife.
I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Letitia Santiago Stott, do take thee, Edward Paul Ashby, to be my lawful wedded husband. I promise to love and to cherish,
To be loyal and faithful,
never to falter,
through times of joy and times of sorrow,
to be sincere, honest and true,
till death do us part.
till death do us part.
So it gives me very great pleasure indeed to congratulate you both and to declare that you are now husband and wife. Well done. Would you like to do it?
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamoured of thy note, and so is mine eye enthralled of thy shape. And thy fair virtues, force perforce, doth move me on the first view to say, to swear, I love thee. Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful. Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, the summer still doth tend upon my state, and I do love thee, therefore go with me. I'll bring thee fairies to tend on thee. And they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing whilst thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. It is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night. Nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you in my respect are all the world. Therefore, how can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
Well, you all know that she's musical. Where did that come from? Well, I like to think that maybe it's from my side of the family. Others may have a different view, but my theory is that it started very young, when she was very young, a baby. Because what used to happen was this. As you know, babies need winding. I used to pick her up, over my shoulder, pat her on the shoulder, a couple of circuits around the room. But as I did that, I sang softly to her. I sang 2 songs. It's a Long Way to Tipperary. Pack up your troubles in your old kit bag.
Is that what you do to me, mate?
After a couple of circles, result, vomit, or something worse. As I say, she was going places, really, I thought. But she suddenly came to us and said, I want to change instruments. And we said, well, why? Why do you want to do this? I want to make a bigger noise. That's what she said. That's the sort of woman you've got here, you know, demure on the surface, but packs a punch, really. I want to make a bigger noise. So we went through the brass instruments. Trombone, couldn't manage the stretch. Trumpet, trouble with the valves, small hands, trouble with the valves. Oboe, couldn't grip round it with the hands. But eventually she settles on the French horn. And the French horn has stood her in great stead. She's blown her way through Oxford, Cambridge, Guildhall, and a variety of ensembles and groups. We knew that things were getting serious. Obviously they'd been together for quite a while. And suddenly I got a text off him. Could he meet with me? I'd never had this before, so I got an inkling of what it was about. So I went to Letty. Letty, I've had this message. I think he actually might be wanting consent. Is this right? Yes. What do you want me to say? Do I put a stalling plan into operation here, or what? You say yes. Okay, we say yes. I got a clear, unequivocal brief. It's yes. Right. He said, well, that's like the hand of your daughter in marriage. That little demon of mischief, then. I've got 2 options here. First of all, I could play Colin Firth, Mr. Darcy, Pride and Prejudice. Consent? Do you need my consent? Oh, no, I don't suppose I do, really. Go to it, young man. Option 1. Option 2. Consent? Not bloody likely. Ed, I'm delighted I chose the 4. Delighted. There are 4 jewels in the stock crown. 4 jewels. Margaret, Letty, Clemmy, and Harry, who's hiding away. I now have a 5th. I have Ed. Ed, I trust you to care and look after my daughter. I'm a lawyer and you'll get sued up and down.
My biggest worry was following an ex-lawman, but we are definitely presenting the same case today, which is good. There's so many more. The first thing is a thumbs down thing. My mum couldn't be here because she tested positive for COVID like 2 days ago, as you kind of already know. So it's obviously rubbish. But I'm so happy that everybody else is here and happy and healthy. To my mother.
To Mum. To Alison.
Particularly, I know she doesn't want anyone to say this, but particularly to Meg, who has illustrated all the place cards and the pictures and done all the calligraphy on all the name cards. Your talent knows no bounds, and your generosity has been unending since the first time that we ever met. So thank you so much, and we are even going to do a toast to you as well. To understand Letty and I's relationship, we must return to the beginning. We met as friends and colleagues working with perhaps Contraption, who are going to play a bit later on. Some of you guys, yeah, they've just arrived, I think, having some drinks. And with the band, we travelled all over the place to a chateau in France. We performed at a bunch of festivals and gigs abroad and at home, and became friends through playing together. The high romance began early, of her helping to translate to a Spanish pharmacist that my ear was blocked from the flight, and that I needed to be able to hear, in order to play sousaphone in a prog rock art marching band for a marching band contest that was happening in town that evening.
It was challenging.
And he just said, see? One of the reasons I think that we're a really strong couple, and why I love her so much, is that we can celebrate each other's differences, we can complement each other's strengths, and respect each other's interests. And I believe that's what makes a good partner, and a good friend, and a strong relationship. Our love is not a love at first sight, like fairy tale love. There was time for like being in a period drama and swooning and falling madly in love later, but rather it's a strong friendship turned into a mutual respect and understanding of one another, turned into a strong bond of admiration, supporting each other professionally and through times of ill health, as well as through all the excitement and successes that we both have in our lives. When I look around the room, I see a huge variety of talent, of backgrounds, of close connections to Letty and myself. And this is one of the things I love about Letty, her shining acceptance of everybody, without exception, something that we both hold really close to our hearts. Thank you, Letty, for lifting me up when I'm down, telling me off when I'm needlessly grumpy, and celebrating me when I'm nailing it. Our friend Joe, who also sadly can't be here, made a fantastic speech on his wedding day that I've tried to live up to. However, one part that I've shamelessly stolen is his conclusion, as it really resonated with me, and I don't know if you remember, but it's the best way of expressing how I feel. He said to his partner, and I'll say to Letty, to me, Letty, you are home. Oh. A toast to Letty, to my wife.
If it's okay with you, we'd like to take you on a brief journey through the stages of Ed that bring us to the refined gentleman we see before us today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a story we call From a Womber to a Tuber, the Ed Ashby experience. As you now know, Ed and I met at college. I described him as striking because he was. Perfect beard aside, I'd never seen someone my age dress quite like Ed did. The picture I have in my head is of a curious man boy dressed on his bottom half in baggy, luminous green trousers and old skate shoes that were either untied or so tight that his ankles looked like little third and fourth knees. Completing the package was Ed's razor-sharp wit and cynicism, which led to a college-wide term. That's more of an Ed joke. If it gave you a headache because of how surreal it was, or you wouldn't tell it later at the dinner table, then it was probably more of an Ed joke. To this day, one of my favourite jokes is of Ed's making. It involves a sweet old lady living on her own. It is absolutely 100%, without doubt, not for now.
Ask him later.
Oh my god, I thought they were going to tell it then. Rounding off part one, we can see that teenage Ed bucked the trend. He went against the grain, did his own thing. Growing up in a very small town where you think the strangest thing in it is yourself, it's really comforting to know there's fellow weirdos out there. And for me, Ed was that weirdo. More than that, and this is true to this day, Ed, in all his wonderful non-conformist glory, taught me that you can only be your best self when you're being yourself. Green trousers and all. So, a toast to the weirdos. To the weirdos. The weirdos! 2, the revolution. It's a brief stage, but an important one. He'd taken on this new ethereal purity, a smug cleanliness. And I apologise to the one vegan in the room. Not quite as bad as a vegan, but similar. Ed was now gluten-free. And what a difference it made. And I think it probably was key in the journey here today, I would imagine. So my second unorthodox toast is to gluten-free diets everywhere.
Gluten-free diets.
Part 3, simply entitled, Getting the Horn. Thank you. I can keep this part short because it's the easiest, in my opinion, to articulate. Hopefully you can all tell that Ed means a lot to me, and I hold him in very high regard. With that said, I can confidently say that Ed meeting Letty made a great man even better. Sure, his dress sense became slightly more refined, he started chatting to me about wine pairings, and weirder still, hosting dinner parties of his own. But these were mere bonuses. The thing that really mattered and really changed is Ed was now unconditionally happy. Letty, so much has been said about you today. You're a vision and you look like a fairy princess, and I mean that in the best way possible. But from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for doing the impossible and upgrading our best mate. The coolest thing about all of this is we now have another best mate in you, so thank you. In my opinion, to the most important toast of the day, to Letty.
Yeah.
I would like at this stage to pass to Lewis, who will conclude with part 4, the Dungeon Master.
All hail the Dungeon Master! I spent many a day, a night and bright morning with this fine young gentleman, my very own Tony Stark. Sensual date nights, together off to the theatre, most memorable being one to watch the immaculate Letty perform on the national main stage in Amadeus. Oh, yeah. Our weekly lunch dates after his teaching sessions in Camden, where we would get way too drunk for a midweek afternoon, dousing ourselves in half-price burgers, sticky chicken wings, lager, cider, and many shots of tequila. Oh, the times we had when Ad was busy reading emails about making adverts for dog food or whatever it is you do. Something in advertising.
You're meant to be mean to him.
Sorry.
This is better.
Me and Ed have escaped maximum security prisons. What? Yeah, I'm talking the truth here. On unaccountable occasions, Letty, we've jumped out of party buses flying over lands built for battle royale. Yeah, baby. We've fallen through space and time, straight into an alien war, pairing together on the battlefield like a fine cocktail of mass destruction. But most importantly, we've regularly had our late-night cinema trips to watch the next stages of the Marvel Cinematic Universe unravel. I'm really grateful that our paths crossed, Ed, and it's not just me. I know everyone else here today celebrating the love of these delectable two feels the same. So keeping in within the non-conformist tradition that we have here today, let's have an interim toast to the beautiful couple, please! To Ed and Letty. Over the lockdown period, he became something much more than just a friend, a long-lost brother, if you will. He became the Dungeon Master. All hail the Dungeon Master! Some of you will know about Dungeons and Dragons, others will have no idea what I'm talking about, and to you, Timora, Lady of Luck, bless their unworthy souls! Ed, taking months and months of his own time, brought us all together and created a new world for us to explore, a blessed sanctuary during an unprecedented time. They say a good DM must be creative, designing a world from scratch and spinning it into narrative. An ordered, logical mind capable of recalling and understanding hundreds of pages worth of rules. And my Timora is Ed all of that and a bag of chips. Ed, If you can organise your marriage together with Letty in any kind of capacity close to your skills as a dungeon master, then I can only begin to imagine the incredible adventures that you two will continue to go on together. I hope you've got a big enough loot bag for all those treasures you'll find, and the one they might make one day. I'm talking babies! I can't wait to watch you both grow as a couple and as a family. Music is one of the threads stronger than Spider-Man's webbing that connects you together. And with that unforgettable proposal in mind, I thought I would end with this. If music be the food of love, Ed, my wonderful brother, oh God, Letty, my majestical sister, play on.
Everyone around here, everyone is so near, so in love, everyone around here, everyone is so near, so in love.